Alright guys, this is what you're dealing with when your Bobcat is overheating. This material all got through these holes right here. I don't know how this could have possibly happened, but they say you're supposed to blow it out every 10 hours, but when you're blowing the other side through that screen on the front of the Bobcat, you're not blowing anything back through these holes. You can't possibly compare to the power of that fan that's hooked up to the motor whenever it pulls stuff in here. And I'll bet you the suction gets worse as it gets obstructed more. But we were overheating and didn't know why. We were in the yellow, and we could take a blower and we'd make it better for a little bit, but it did not solve the problem. So we had to do a lot to get this radiator out. It's not easy. I'll show you everything in reverse, how we put it back together so you know how to get it apart. That's the whole problem there. Look at, you probably can't tell, but shine a light through the back of that there, would you? Alright, where are you at? Go straight to the middle, okay, and then go down, down, down to the bottom, go more down. There you go. Yeah, see, there's no light hardly coming through those holes. So we're gonna blow it out. Alright, these bolts, you cannot put these little carriage bolts from the other way, so you have to put this down and put them through. Then you install the radiator to the holder like that. These are the mounts that hold the bottom of the radiator in place. Take two, you gotta have this hose right here with the clamp on that side before you put this together. Oh, and you gotta have those bolts in too. Where are those bolts? Why does this have... Oh, never mind. Oh. Do not tighten these with the impact. I twisted one of mine off. This goes that way. That's good enough. Now it's ready to put in. Get it out.
The hose, because they start from the bottom.
This tool, if you have one of these, it helps you a lot. But in this case, we had to struggle with needle nose pliers because the clamp was all the way up against the body of the engine. So we'll use this for install. Like that. This is a special piece that doesn't allow that inside nut to spin. If these get seized up, that nut will turn with this bolt, and then this little bracket that holds it in place from spinning will just get deformed and ripped off. At that point, you got a big problem because access is limited down there. But you have to be super careful. I had this happen on a different component of this machine one time. Wow, Eddie. You're so smart. Okay, I'm just gonna put some pressure on this alternator. I already made this belt tight, but I'm just checking, and then tighten this nut right here, bolt. Once this top one is tight, through this window, you can access the nut on the back of the alternator, but I did the front, the bolt part. That's it. It's tight. Alright, now alternator is on this shroud piece.
The fan.
Show the big section.
The fan isn't on backwards, bro.
No, that's correct. Okay. This piece is not going to go with the radiator locked in though. Oh, the radiator's not locked in. Obstructing right here. That's better.
No, we need to cross them.
There. Like that, right? So now all these bolts that hold this to this need to go in. There's some along the bottom. You get them through this window right here. You get those bottom ones, and then from the top you can get these top two. Both sides like that. Okay. Once the little bolts are holding this double piece, like shroud piece, that's like kind of the radiator mount, but once that's on, then these bolts, which one in the bottom, one in the top, and then the middle one holds your little door, so that can go last. I'm gonna touch it.
Feels like spec.
Click. All right. Looks like time for top hose. Here. Okay. Yeah, push. Okay. Release. Red button. There we go. What else? I got my coolant bottle. I got my custom overflow port. My hose broke the plastic on the radiator. See? Plastic spout. Smart planning for Bobcat right there. Okay, I like to keep these on a part if I can.
Done on this side. You just wanted to put it on, huh? You weren't happy. Bonito.
Go this way. Okay. Because it runs down and clicks. We'll figure it out. Here we go.
We're gonna see who's right.
Why is your way right? Tell me the reason.
Oh, never mind. I see where the hole is.
The clasp goes this way, look.
Yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't see this.
It runs down and you can see
Yeah.
the run marks. Remember we put it up to get access to this?
Uh-huh. No. You know why?
Why?
Because we needed to get to these.
We couldn't get to those?
Yeah, with the thing down, we
This is
couldn't
a lot
get
of
to
trouble.
those.
Okay. Oh, there's a little rust in there.
Oh, my.
Okay, what else? We done?
That bolt
this
right
one.
there. And then add coolant, and then you start it, and then we go to work.
Guys, make sure you don't use anything other than propylene glycol antifreeze and coolant. Basically, the machine was always running fine up until probably spring of this year. I started to notice that the temperature gauge was really high, and previously I'd had a problem with the temperature gauge reading in the red on this machine while the engine was not overheating, and that was a gauge problem. But I took care of the gauge problem. I bought a new gauge from Bobcat. I haven't had problems with the new gauge, but the factory gauge was shot. It was bad. In fact, every gauge on the machine was bad, as a side note. So this year, I loaned the Bobcat to a friend, and I would only ever loan it to one person. He's a heavy equipment operator, and I owed him a little money, so he borrowed that and took it to his house and was running it. And he said, he called me on the phone and told me, it looks like this needle is like borderline red right now. What should I do? Is there a known problem? And I didn't know any known problem. What I did know is that in the 10-hour service on this machine, you're supposed to take a blower or low pressure water, is what they say, and blow through those little holes on the front and sides of the machine and try to clear out the radiator a little bit. But what I hadn't calculated for was that the fan would actually force material in through the screen and fill that area between the radiator and the screen with debris. So I ended up having to take this whole machine apart. You can't get access to anything in there. There's all these like protective shrouds and stuff and brackets. You simply cannot reach your hand in there and clean it out. You have to disassemble it. But I would say, you know, this is a good chance of being your problem. Also too, when I would turn off the machine, then it would leak coolant. And I've seen comments from guys online saying, do you know why my Bobcat would be losing coolant? And I've noticed if I turn off the machine, the coolant will leak out from the overflow. But if I keep it running, it won't. So I'm not for sure why that is, but I do know it's a non-pressurized system, and so it only begins to use the overflow when the machine is off. I'm very sorry. I realize this video is backwards. I didn't start videoing, and my worker said this would be an awesome video for putting on the internet, and I agree. I mean, I wish I had shown it, but I'll basically break down the takedown process backwards for you, so that you guys are able to actually take your machine apart as well. All right, guys. I hope that video helps you, and good luck. Have a great day.